Welcome to my Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Rising, or anyone else who felt called to watch this reading. I'm so glad to have you. This is going to be your Tarotscope reading for the lunar month that begins with the new moon on March 13th and that extends until the following new moon on April 11th. We're going to be looking at career and money, romance, and then finally your video will conclude with a general uplifting message from Spirit just to support you in your spiritual and personal development throughout the month. You can use the timestamps below to navigate through the video. So if there are sections that are particularly more interesting to you, you can navigate right to those. You don't have to watch through the whole video unless you just want to. If you want to, I'm so glad to have you throughout the whole video. All right, with all of that said, Scorpio, let's get started with looking at your career and money over the next month. I'm going to go ahead and shuffle, and we will get into, or I'm going to ask about career and money separately, actually. Although one often leads to the other, it doesn't necessarily mean that if our career is going well, that our money is going well, or vice versa. So we will look at them separately. So let's see here. Okay, for career, we have the Hermit reversed. And for money, we have the Queen of Pentacles. Wow, this is one of the best cards that you could get for money. This is going to be a very abundant month for you. To me, the Queen of Pentacles shows that you have a lot of abundance and it's very stable. It's a very stable sort of abundance. So that's beautiful. Let's start there. So this is a wonderful energy. How can Scorpio really make the best of this beautiful, abundant energy that they're going to be experiencing this month? Ooh, these cards just want to slip right out of my hands. Okay, we have Libra. Yeah, I feel like, so yeah, this is about sharing your abundance. I feel that you guys are going to be enjoying your abundance the most when you're in a sort of a spirit of generosity and fairness, wanting to utilize your financial rewards in sort of caring for other people or demonstrating your love for other people. Anything else here that we can say? How can Scorpio best make use of this beautiful financial abundance? Okay, we get Knight of Wands reversed. Yeah. So I think they're just saying, yes, share it with other people, share the abundance, share the wealth, be kind, use your money in a way that is kind to other people. But with the Knight of Wands, I think they're saying, you know, you also want to be conserving your money at the same time, not in a fear-based mentality, but just don't blow through all of the money that you have. One of the best, you know, mindsets that I've come across, I mean, there are many mindsets about money, but one of them is that we need to be good stewards of our resources. Of course, that's not just on the individual level, but on the collective level. This planet that we're all on is like super abundant with so many resources. But just because she's so abundant doesn't mean we want to plunder and, you know, take advantage of all those resources in an unhealthy sort of a way. We want to show respect to the resources that we have through being wise stewards of them. In other words, yes, you want to be kind with your money towards yourself and other people. And one way of being kind towards this financial abundance that you have is not to be spending it frivolously or on things that are just for show. You know, do you want to look wealthy or do you want to be wealthy? I think that with the Queen of Pentacles, you're in the mindset of you are being wealthy right now. There's a feeling of abundance and wealth this month. And that is a beautiful feeling that you're going to want to maintain. And I see you doing so. All right. Now with your career itself, we have the Hermit reversed. I'm going to get a clarification here. What is this trying to tell us? And the Ten of Pentacles reversed. I kind of feel like what Spirit is advising you is it could be the time to really go within. This month would be a great month to really become more self-aware of what your particular goals are. What do you really want long term? Because the Ten of Pentacles is all about long-term ambitions, the long-term goal or vision that you have for your career. So in other words, where do you want to be 10 years from now? Or 20 years or 30 years, you know? What's the outcome that you're really wanting, or where is it that you're really aiming towards? For you guys, it feels that part of you, with the Hermit reverse, part of you doesn't really want to go within, and yet that sort of seeking for self-awareness is really what's going to help you sharpen your focus and figure out what you really want out of life. So I actually feel like this is a month where you really have a wonderful opportunity to become very self-aware and very aligned with the light of your true purpose. And in doing so, you will have a wonderful clarity about how to bring that life purpose to fruition over the long term. All right, so again, what further guidance do we have for Scorpio? About how to best take advantage of this Sun, the creation of, the gaining of respect from, things brought to life. Yeah, and that's one of the things I was sort of drawn to on this Hermit card was this lantern. By going within, you can bring your purpose to light. You know, the Sun also has a lot to do. If you look at your natal chart, if you're someone who's still a bit confused or you're lacking clarity about your life purpose, one of the places where you will find some strong hints about that is by looking at your Sun. Where is your Sun located? By sign, by house? What is it aspecting? That's going to tell you a lot about what gives you the feeling of purpose and what allows you to shine. So you could look to your astrology for that. You can also just simply look within yourself, and you're going to find that wisdom within yourself of what makes you feel most alive, what allows you to shine your light the brightest in the world. That is your purpose. Your purpose brings you joy. When they say follow the bliss, that's your purpose. Your bliss leads you directly to living a purposeful life. And it will gain you long-term respect. You will create a purposeful career for yourself through bringing that inner light out into the world. And that is going to require some time spent really contemplating and going within and really thinking about what does make you feel the most fulfilled. What does bring you this greatest sense of self-respect? Those are keys to your purpose. And that clarity is going to take you very far, and it is going to sustain you long term. All right, Scorpio, so that's what I'm getting for your career and money sector. So let's go ahead and move on along. All right, Scorpio, you are such intensely passionate and emotional people. Instead of using a tarot deck, I'm going to start out this romance portion by just using this mixed emotions deck and see where we get from there. And shout out to all of my Venus and Scorpios. That is my Venus placement. Click the, give me a little thumbs up for all of my Venus and Scorpios out there. All right, so what is Scorpio going to be experiencing in their romantic life in this lunar month that we're looking at? Okay, we have embarrassed. Now, don't allow a reading to be a self-fulfilling prophecy. But anything that is quote-unquote negative that comes up, we can view that simply as a little bit of a heads up from Spirit about what potentially could be happening, and then we'll get guidance as well over how we can sort of avoid disaster where possible, or just deal with things most proactively. So I'm reading this as your energy. I'm reading this over here as the energy of whoever you are currently involved with or attracted to. If you're not attracted to anyone, this would be a potential person, right? Or just what you're attracting right now, potentially. And then this is the energy between the two of you. So on your end, we have embarrassed. On theirs, we have discouraged, but it's reversed. And between the two of you, we have vulnerable, but it is reversed. What I kind of feel for you guys, Scorpio, is that you're resisting in your romantic life. You could be resisting the feeling of vulnerability. Now, this makes sense to me because just in general, Scorpios are very controlled in their emotions. Yes, you have very strong, intense emotions, perhaps the most intense of any of the signs, but you also are very self-controlled in how you feel and express those emotions. And to some extent, you kind of have to be, right? Because they are so intense. Otherwise, you could just get carried away with them. But when it comes to love, we have to be willing to experience emotional vulnerability in order to have healthy relationships. Because love just requires vulnerability. We have to be willing to experience loss or rejection. Anytime you put yourself out there in the world, you face the potential of those things. You could fall in love and it could not last. Well, that's vulnerable to know that that is a possibility, right? You could ask someone out and they could reject you. That doesn't feel good, right? But you know, someone has to take initiative. It doesn't necessarily have to be you, but like even if someone asks you out, for example, and you accept, that puts you into a place of vulnerability. Now you are resisting feeling vulnerable. And in doing so, it seems to me that you are attracting people who also are resisting to be vulnerable. So whichever person you happen to be, if you're the one who likes to ask people out or take the first initiative, or if you're a more receptive person and you want to be asked out, either way, if you're not willing to be vulnerable, it seems that you're attracting people that from their end. So if you're the one taking the initiative and that person appears to be rejecting you, it could be because they also just don't want to experience bad emotions. They might in their head think, well, this person is only asking me out because of this or that. You know, they're not really interested, or what if it doesn't work out? So I don't even want to take a chance, right? So you have to be willing to be vulnerable if you're going to attract people who are willing to be vulnerable. Now, on the end of either the person that you're currently interested in or in a relationship with, or we have discouraged reversed. I feel that it says dispirited, disheartened, deterred. This person doesn't want to feel deterred. So, in other words, or they don't want to feel discouraged. It's like, they've been on this bicycle, they've had a wreck, And there's a part of them that just doesn't want to try again. And on your end, we have embarrassed. And it's like I think you could be in a situation where you feel a little bit embarrassed or rejected because it feels like the person you're interested in is not interested, but you're just attracting someone who's equally terrified of vulnerability and thus terrified of emotional intimacy. Okay, so what is the advice here? How can Scorpio turn this around and have a better experience? How can Scorpio turn this into a beautiful, loving experience? Oh, we have the Star card. You know, the more that you love yourself, the more that you understand how truly loved and worthy of adoration and respect you are, the more capable you will be of truly surrendering to love and trusting love. And understanding that all of us have our internal mental and emotional struggles and issues. Even the most well-adjusted person in the world has their struggles, and they've had their struggles, and they've been willing to work through them. So I feel like through self-love and really appreciating yourself, look, both of these people are naked. And yet her attitude is very different from the attitude of the woman here on this Star card. So whatever you are feeling embarrassed about, or that perhaps you don't like about yourself, I think that Spirit is saying, try to find the part of you that does still love and appreciate that self, that aspect of yourself. And then you will start to understand, and it will become more clear to you that lots of other people love that about you as well. And I think that in doing so, again, it's like surrendering to love and trust and faith that you will, from that place of self-love, be attracting people who love you for who you are, not for what you can offer in terms of your looks or your status or your money or anything else. When you're loving yourself, you'll be attracted to people who are loving you for who you are, and also who love themselves with self-respect, not with ego, enough to also surrender to the process of love. So that's what I'm getting for you guys, Scorpio, this month. I really hope that that was helpful for you. Let me go ahead and move on, and we're going to sum up this month's video by getting a beautiful supportive message from Spirit. All right, let's see what your guides have to say to you, Scorpio. What do they want you to know, you beautiful, beautiful soul? I think it is this one. Okay. Ooh, this is talking about purpose. For those of you who watched the initial section on work and on career and money, that came up as well. Okay, let's read it. Dearest you have a unique purpose and destiny that only you can fulfill. But first, you need to know that destiny isn't a destination. You don't arrive at some special place where, poof, you're perfect and happy all the time. It's about establishing and firming up a commitment to a certain experience, whatever form that takes. Your soul knows what you need to experience. Your destiny is to be present to all of life's adventures, to discover your talents and full potential through allowing inspiration to lead you, and to risk standing apart from the crowd to listen to your soul. You are special as much as you are also, paradoxically, one with the world. Individual, yet part of a great whole. Both truths have led you to this moment where we are saying you are on the right track, even if your ego self doesn't see that. Listen to your soul. Check in with Spirit. Keep going. Spirit loves you. Life loves you. We love you. So yeah, I feel like this really drives home the message we got in the initial section about career. To discover your talents and full potential through allowing inspiration to lead you, and to risk standing apart from the crowd to listen to your soul. Listen to your soul. Check in with Spirit. So yeah, with that Hermit card in the beginning and the Sun card, it's like, the Sun card obviously stands out, It's the source of greatest light in our solar system, right? And everything orbits around it. You are that special sun. You are that solar energy. But in order to understand the energy of who you truly are, so that you can understand this bright light that you are shining and meant to shine, you also have to check in with yourself and check into your soul. So I feel like that's a wonderful confirmation there for you guys. Let's see. I'm going to get you a chakra card message as well. And we get the 6th chakra, the 3rd eye, wisdom and discernment. I am open to understanding the spiritual truths behind the situations occurring in my life right now. I offer my wisdom to assist others along their path. Again, being that sun, being that guiding light for others through living your own true light. I trust in a higher source to guide me and to help others who ask for my guidance. You are meant to be guiding other people, guys. I practice discernment and listen deeply within for the truth. I choose to respond to, rather than just reacting to, situations, acting with clarity, courage, and conviction. Well, I really hope that this was helpful. Scorpio, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you back here next month in time for the April 11th new moon, when we begin a new lunar month. Until then, I wish you all the best. Take care, Scorpio. Bye-bye.